to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Jacqueline Close-More Live with Jacqueline Close-More. Jacqueline Close-More. Live from jacqueline.com.au.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Jacqueline Close-More Live
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, welcome to the show. I'm Jacqueline Close-More. You're on A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV, and today I'm joined by a good friend and a very amazing author and astrologer of good standing around the world. I have with me Angelica Danton. Hello, Angelica. How are you?
How are you, Jacqueline? Great.
It's a rocking old day, isn't it? We've got Mars has gone retrograde. We've got fatigue, and we've got a fatigue state of Victoria in which we're deciding whether lizards are running.
We really are.
We are. We're deciding if the lizards are actually running the government, which I assure you they're not. I don't secret we have lizard eyes behind here, and just to start that off in the most unusual manner. But Mars is retrograde, so why not? So now we're going to take a call when we can. Hopefully Dave has got that happening. I better want chat screen up so I can see what on earth he's telling us. But essentially, let's talk Mars retrograde while we're here. Usually we get sort of fatigue. There's a desire to do things impulsively, and it's like, there can be frustration. What else have you sort of noticed with Mars retrograde and with this one in particular?
Yeah, Jacqueline, the thing is with Mars retrograde is, it's like it affects everything to do with our energy. Couples are complaining that they're arguing with each other. They're having the most bitter arguments because they're really not seeing eye to eye at the moment. They're becoming impatient with each other. There's lots of breakups. A lot of this is to do with the fact that Mars really going backwards makes us feel as if we're walking up the hill, but we're not walking up the hill. Basically, we're not getting anywhere. So there's that really strong sense of frustration with it, and that's really, really heightened by Saturn Capricorn at the moment, which is squaring off Mars Aries retrograde. So we are in a cycle where everyone feels as if, they're not getting their energy through to doing the things they want, very frustrated, and people's sexuality being affected, feeling restricted, feeling as if they're not able to express themselves. That's another part of it.
Look, absolutely. I sort of find the great irony in people in Melbourne complaining of lockdowns when we've had, and this has been, what are we in now, week 6 or some, I've lost count. And yet we've got refugees that are still, and they're actually, applicable to asylum. And yet they're still being held in lockdown for 7 years now without having been released. And it's sort of the great irony here is, here we're going on about our human rights, and yet we've got a very real human rights thing that's been going on for 7 years here and is largely unnoticed in Melbourne. So it's sort of a bit of a funny one, because all of this first time of people being oppressed who sort of be very comfortable up until this point, it sort of highlights people who really are oppressed over a long period. How do you sort of feel like that's going to go through this retrograde? Because we've got this retrograde right through till November.
Well, I think the thing is that the point is that people do, they have, I believe, with Mars retrograde, you get an opportunity to really look at what really matters. Yeah. And that's the positive side of this period we're going through until about November the 13th, when Mars will resume forward motion again. It's like we're getting that opportunity to really review what matters to us. And I think it is important for people to understand when things are going to change. I mean, I can understand why there's many, many people frustrated and also wondering what is going to happen. I mean, people have been affected in their businesses. They've been frustrated. They've been put out of whack. They want to know what's going on. And I think that part of it is quite healthy and normal. That's a healthy energy to express yourself. But I think it's also important to realise that this will start to become better for us in terms of clarity, where we're going, what's going to happen soon. So very soon, November the 13th, and 14th, we should see progress, Jacqueline.
Yeah.
That's moving forward as well. So that's going to change for us. And we're about September 29th. So that's going to be a change for us as well with the Saturn energy. So I think things will start to, I think people will start to become more understanding of what's going on. We're going to get more clarity about the situation that we're in with the pandemic, and we're going to start to realise what really matters. Yep.
I think so.
Definitely.
I think so. And I think when we take into context that although this has been really difficult for people, and it sure is, because people are losing entire businesses here, and it has been quite awful on a mental health level.
Definitely. Yes, we have to be aware of the fact that people have suffered a lot, and kids as well. They haven't been able to get out, do their exercise, do their sports. There's a lot going on. Go on.
I think we also need to take that to other people besides our own experience and sort of look at that over the whole context here. So when we're looking at people who have fled war-torn sort of areas, to sort of take that into context as well. Just, maybe it's a time to think about those sorts of things. It's like when people didn't think about, the job seeker payment being not increased for 25 years. And it's taken all these people being out of work for people to suddenly go, oh, hang on, this is not enough. For the government to go, overnight, boom, couldn't change it for 25 years, boom, overnight we can change it. So it's sort of this time of us having to look at, as you were saying before off air, about the earthy Capricorn, Pluto type of energy of, this rebirth that we can go through can also be on that level. But, Let's,
absolutely. Yes.
We'll pop into our caller. We've got Goldie in Richlands, Virginia, USA. Hello, Goldie.
Hi, Goldie.
Hi.
Welcome to the show. Is there a question you wanted to ask Angelica? She's here doing a reading today.
Yes. My mom passed like 2 years ago, and I never did find out who my daddy was. The man I thought of was my dad is not my dad, so that's the question I have.
Okay, so can you give me your date of birth, Goldie, or your birthday, please?
Okay, it's February the 14th of 1963.
Right. Okay, you're an Aquarian, right? Okay, so the question is about your dad. You want to know more about your father and get more clarity. Is that what your question is about?
Well, when my mom died, she didn't tell me who my dad was. The man she thought was my dad is not my dad, so I've had several people tell me.
Okay. I feel that you are going to find out who your father is. Whether it's to do with your mum or not, I feel that you are actually going to be told who your father is. You'll find out on your own account, or you will be given information by someone who can actually help you on that pathway and to be able to prove it. So I think you'll come to, you act like you're an investigator, but you are going to find out what you need to find out. And I'm feeling that there's just a message coming through for you here, and that is, do not take notice of other people who try to discourage you at the moment from finding out what you need to find out, okay?
I'm getting really strongly an army vibe here. I've got an army vibe really strongly here. Are you getting that vibe as well, Angelica?
I feel that her dad was a person who had a lot of responsibility.
Yep.
I don't want to make her feel as if she shouldn't do this, but she will face some opposition. Yep. And she may find that I've got a feeling she may find he's passed over, but, I feel she should still go ahead and find out. That's important for her, right? I've
got really tall, long, white columns at the front of the building. It looks like a Georgian house, and I actually have military here really strongly. That's what I'm getting with you, Goldie, with this situation. And I can't get away from that. And it's like there's generations upon generations of the word military comes to mind here. And certainly I would agree with responsibility. I would also feel that there are people in, strong circles, influential circles here, and certainly community leadership involved here in how this man connects, which would be why you're going to get opposition here, but you shouldn't be discouraged under any circumstances. I would agree and fully concur there with what Angelica is saying. So I hope that helps you at least begin the journey. But certainly it does feel as if you're going to find that out, looking at this, within the next, certainly within the next 4 years,
6
but it may be a lot, it could be a lot quicker. I think you're going to, there's a real connection within 4 years. 6 months would be a certain tipping point in this, that's for sure.
Within.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe earlier than that. And also, just on that, just can I add, I feel she will find a male who's been a friend of her father's and could have quite a responsible position now, who's really going to back her up. That I feel around her as well. Do you get that?
Yep. Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's, if I get the 4 year mark, maybe that's where there's a really significant meeting with this. But it's, the 6 months or earlier may be the first startings of this connection. But I'm getting it as 4 years when there's this real, like a meeting of some kind. And I see a woman around 45, 50 maybe, and she's quite plump. And then there's a skinnier woman, and she seems quite a bit older, maybe 60, strangely. And they're both together, and I'm seeing them with this Georgian house, and that's where this really big conversation's going on, and that could be within 4 years. I'm not saying that one is a 6 month. It's a different conversation. I do believe this man you're picking up on, Angelica, is definitely within that 6 month point.
Yep. And I think also when she does find out more about where her father fits into her life, she's going to find out a heck of a lot more about her background, and it's going to make 100% sense to her a lot of the things she's felt about her life.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Watershed.
It's going to be beautiful. So
very interesting.
We're sending you a lot of love there, Goldie, and I think we're running out of time, but we're sending you so much love right now, and we're going to, I'm going to light a candle, and I know Angelica will certainly light a candle on various levels.
I will do.
To light a rocket under this one.
Absolutely.
So that and be Godspeed and love to help you with this, because you are a beautiful person and you've given a lot in your life, and it's been very challenging because at times you're not feeling like you're getting it back. So just know that we're with you, sweetheart, and if at any point you need to get in touch, we're here, okay? So you can find us on Jacqueline Closemore Live on Facebook if you need to connect, or you can connect through A1R Psychic Radio. In the meantime, I think we're running down on time here, but what a beautiful soul Goldie is there, Angelica.
Goldie's got such a path in front of her, finding out the truth, and she's got that wonderful Aquarian spirit.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Australia's Cowgirl Medium with Tanya Reid. Live from psychiccowgirl.com.au.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Australia's Cowgirl Medium
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
G'day, Tanya Reid, Australia's Cowgirl Medium. How is everyone this week? Been a bit of a crazy week, I've found, energetically, and we've had a few things happening with planets and things. New moon tomorrow, I believe, here in Australia, so that might be a day behind over in the US. So a lot of things, it's almost like the energy is a little bit frantic at the moment. So just remember when that happens to ground yourself and do some things like getting outside and just getting, rid of the distractions and being able to connect to your inner guidance. So I found myself, I've just been disconnecting from just even my phone. I feel like I don't want to hang around it. It's like I'm just putting it aside and just doing my work, but not really engaging a lot on the socials and things like that, pre-doing a lot of it so I don't have to, be constantly at it, because I feel, we're all wired to be going, and I think if there's one thing that's come out of COVID is, for all of us, is to take a step back and just look within and see what works for us and what doesn't. So for many of us, we're changing up patterns, we're changing up belief systems at the moment, which is really exciting. And if it's something that you've wanted to do and maybe you haven't stepped into it yet, I'm just sending a gentle reminder today to look at what is no longer serving you. This might be a belief system that you've had since childhood to now, and suddenly by spending that time thinking about what it is, then you can look at letting that go. So awareness is everything. So if you're finding there's an area in life that you're stuck on or you can't tend to work through, then go back to what belief do I have around it. And that's just about questioning. And I love to write things down, so I'm a real writer. So if I'm if I'm stuck on something, I'll write what I'm stuck on. I'll just start with what area I feel that I'm stuck with, and I write that down. Then I look at, the fors and against. What am I doing that's good in that area, and what am I doing that's maybe holding me back there? So identify this. It's a perfect time now with this new moon coming up. We're able to reflect and see things clearly. So if there's something you're stuck on, just don't forget to take time out to connect to your inner guidance and see where it sits with you, so that it's, you're in allowance then of what needs to come through for you, and you'll find that you'll get that information. So it will be cool, and it will give you something to work on to just look at shifting your focus to something that we can change, because, we all can change. I don't buy into the fact that we can't change. So just remember that. Okay, that's your best today. All right, I'm going on to my caller today. I've got Crystal in Whittemore, Michigan. Crystal, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you. Thank you for calling in today.
Well, thank you for having me.
My pleasure. Okay, straight off I want to go to, can I ask, is your mum in spirit? Because I've got a lady stepping in for you, and I'm just trying to work out. You've got a few in spirit, but there's a lovely lady stepping in for you straight up.
Yes, my mom has passed.
Yeah. Okay, because she's coming in for you. I do want to say the way she's coming in, she's so motherly, but it's like, I want to connect with you and give you a big hug. So when they do that, it's like they're showing you that you're supported right at this point in time. So I feel like there's things going on around you that you're a little bit unsure about. And it's like she's coming in to say, I'm here, I'm going to guide you. And I do want to say she's shown me she has been guiding you over the last few weeks. Have you just made a fairly big decision recently? Because I feel like there's something she's saying, well done on. You've made a decision around changing something.
Yeah. I have decided to cut some people out of my life that were doing more harm than good.
Absolutely. And she's very happy about that. So it's like, well done. And she's also shown me it wasn't easy. So,
No, it wasn't. It was my grandmother, so.
Wow. Yeah. So it's like, but you've got to look after you. And I feel like with Mum coming through, that's how she would have been. She's your cheerleader in spirit. So it's like, come on, you've got this time to move forward. And in doing that, there's more out there for you. So it's like you're going to make new connections. And often when we cut the ties with what doesn't serve us anymore, or it's just, when it's getting you down, and I feel with you, you're very empathic. So you do take on, it's not just about somebody that's not ideal being around. It's also about, what's dragging you down. You really feel it quite deeply. So it's like, yes, we need to be able to say, okay, I'll put that behind me and ready to move forward.
Yeah.
But I see for you coming out of this there's a lot of new opportunities around with it as well. So it's not just about new connections with people, but it's also about opportunities, because there's something around, is this to do with your career or where you're living? Because I feel like there's a bit of a question mark around is what Mum's showing me, and I feel like she's guiding you on this. So she's wanting me to share that with you and say there's something around, let me see, just trying to get it to be a little bit clearer. Oh, I even feel like I want to go to relocation. She's showing me that you're tossing up two situations, and it's like she's guiding you to one. And I feel like there's a connection to her with one of the decisions you're making.
Okay.
Okay.
I know that I did just move from my grandma's and with a friend. As far as like my career-wise, I'm currently disabled.
Okay. Yep. So with you moving in your friend though, that's not permanent. Yeah, you're doing that for the time being.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because it's like she's guiding you on that. So it's almost like you'll be there to build yourself up a bit. And I feel like this friend is lovely and very helpful and supportive and the perfect. I feel like what she's showing me, it's great for you right now, but she will give you the signs on where you need to be because you will. I do feel like you're going to have your own place. You're going to have what you call home.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, but in that, the message that she was giving me was like it's connection to her. So I don't know whether this is somewhere that she grew up or something that comes back to her in that decision. So look out for the signs, whether it's a similar name street that you've lived in with Mum years ago, I don't know, but she's just telling me look for the signs and she will show you where to go. And I feel like you'll be supported with that. So things are going to fall into place. It's like there's an opportunity, someone says, hey, I've got this place, and I feel like it's through somebody that you know, and you'll have your own setup. So it's almost like don't think that's not going to happen because she's showing me it is.
Okay.
Okay. Now what else are we? So, and there's also a sign for you to be more creative. I feel like I've got something that I could be doing, and I know with being disabled that limits you, but are you doing something creative, or have you had something in your mind you're going to be doing that's creative?
I have been very busy lately. We're homeschooling this year. So we're going to be doing science projects and arts and crafts.
Yeah. But I feel like there's a talent in there for you, though. So it's almost like, because I feel like you're doing something like besides, obviously homeschooling, that's massive, but coming out of that, I want to see you have that outlet for you. So it's like I'm showing me being creative. Now let me have a look what else she's showing me. She also wants to take me out to the garden. I don't know, like is being out in the garden something that you do? Because I feel like she wants me to take to mention to you, I'm going out to the garden.
I did have a flower garden.
Yeah. Okay. So
I left behind.
Okay. Yeah, but I feel like it's still important for you to get outside and in the garden. And she's laughing. Okay. Was there something? Was Mum, where you were with your grandmother? Was Mum part of that house as well, or there was a garden? But she's laughing because somebody tried to keep the plant alive and it died. She's sort of laughing with it, so it's like something that she's seen happen, over there.
We transplanted a rose from my grandma's old house to her new house, and we could not keep it alive.
Okay, because she's laughing at that. So I love that because that's showing she's around and she's all seeing for you. Now with the homeschooling, I want to go to. Is there two children for you? She sort of given me like two and another one. Is there three around?
No, there's just two.
Two. Okay. Yeah, because she had a special connection. I want to go like she had a special connection with the kids, but there's something around one of them that your mother's bringing up that it's almost like she's helping with that one. I want to say I feel like I'm going to your youngest.
She was very close to my oldest. He was 15 months old when she passed away.
Oh wow!
And my youngest hadn't been born yet.
Okay. Well, I feel like she's making note or bringing me to. If it's the eldest, then I'm going to the eldest child at the moment, and I feel like she connects with your children, so it's almost like they're little sensitives as well.
Yeah, they are. My youngest frequently talks about his past life.
Yeah, that's so cool. And they're so lucky to have you as the mum to facilitate that, because you look out for them and go, yep, it's all good. You get a lot of insights yourself, and I do feel like for you, I want to be writing as well. So I don't know whether you do a bit of writing or you've thought about writing, but I feel like I want you to be writing.
Okay.
Okay? Your mum is showing me you've had a fair lot of trials and tribulations throughout life, so there's a lot of things. Did you have, they'll actually show me something around, was there not a near-death experience, but something that happened to you that changed things, almost like that? Like, I feel like something happened to you that's opened you right up as well.
To A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for Mystical Adventures with Ann Vivian. Live from CreativePsycheStudio.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Mystical Adventures
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, welcome to Mystical Adventures. My name is Ann Vivian. I'm an artist, clairvoyant, and intuitive life coach. And I'm so excited to be doing my first live show here on A1R Psychic Radio. I'm so honored to be a part of the A1R team and to be connecting with you, viewers and listeners. I'm really honored and excited. So let's get started. I thought I would tell you a little bit about what kind of mystical adventures we're going to be going on in my show, a little bit about me. And in the second half of the show, I'm going to be doing a collective reading. And I do that in a rather unique way. So I'm really excited to share that with you. So that's really looking at the collective energies for the week ahead. And I also channel higher consciousness and angelic guidance. Before I get to all of that, I wanted to start with a psychic joke. Why? Because humor is healing. Humor is joyful. I'd love to create a heart-centered vibration on this show. And I know that humor definitely opens up my heart. So I'm going to start with a joke. A psychic buying clothes. Employee, how about this one? Psychic, that shirt is too small. Employee, you didn't even try it on. Psychic, I'm a medium. It's pretty good, right? Pretty good. I can't hear you laughing, but I can feel you laughing in my heart. And that's the most important thing. So welcome to Mystical Adventures. I am delighted to be here, and my name is Ann Vivian. Let me tell you a little bit about what sort of mystical adventures we're going to be going on in my show. I also just want to mention, I just want to acknowledge I'm starting this show during the pandemic, and I also started my YouTube channel at the beginning of this pandemic, and I just want to acknowledge that to me this is perfect timing, even though this is a really painful and uncomfortable time for a lot of people here on Earth. It's also a time of great awakening and great transformation, and I feel I'm aligning with this beautiful transformation, and I hope you feel that too. And I really strive to be of service and for this show to be inspirational and helpful during this time. So I'm in alignment with this transformation, and I just wanted to acknowledge the pandemic that's happening because it's all part of divine timing. So what kind of mystical adventures are we going on, Anne? And who the heck are you? And what the heck are we going to do? Well, it is really my intention to empower and inspire you, and to empower you to connect with your own truth and wisdom and your own mystical power and empowerment, and to create your own mystical magical life and gain some tools and ideas and inspiration in the show to do that. Some of my passions that have to do with exploring the mystical are dreams, intuition, and spiritual creativity. There are other topics that I'm going to explore in this show, but those are the first three I'd like to talk about that we're really going to explore. At least I'm thinking we're going to explore in the beginning of this show. So dreams. You know, when I was a child and a teenager, I did not grow up in an environment that really supported my sixth sense and supported my unique creativity. There was lots of love and lots of beautiful things about my youth, but can you relate? I didn't have a lot of support or encouragement to really listen to my sixth sense, to embrace my own mystical experiences and dreams and visions and intuitions. And dreams were actually a way that I could do that. Dreams were a sacred place, a protected place for me to explore the mystical. So I'm very passionate about dreams, and I'm very passionate about empowering people to connect with the power of dreams. Dreams are actually powerful doorways for connecting with your emotional, your instinctual, and also your intuitive functions and higher consciousness. And there's a lot of different kinds of dreams. There's the emotional, psychological dreams. There's physical healing dreams, emotional healing dreams, spiritual healing. There's intuitive, psychic, precognitive, astral dreams, lucid dreams, spirit visitation dreams. So many kinds of dreams. I haven't even named them all. And I love exploring all of these, and I love teaching people about them and hearing other people's experiences with them. There's so many dimensions you can explore with dreams. I myself use a very integrative approach when working with people with their dreams. And in this show, I want to give you some techniques and approaches, some emotional, intuitive, spiritual, creative approaches for really unlocking your dream wisdom and dream power to help you heal, to help you tune into your creativity, to help you tune into your inner wisdom and intuition, even work with the ability to connect with spirits and have astral and lucid dreams. I also want to explore in mystical adventures, the mystical adventure of out-of-body experiences, or OBEs, also known as astral projection. It's the same thing. I've been having OBEs for the past 10 years or more, and basically, what is an OBE? Your consciousness leaves your body, travels here around Earth somewhere to another location or another dimension, and then comes back in your body. That's an OBE. And it's actually a psychic skill that you can develop. It's very related to dreams, and there's actually a type of dream called astral dreams. I won't get too into the detail on this show because I'm just introducing you, but I want to explore astral projection and out-of-body experiences in this show. I want to help to teach you how you can develop this skill. Maybe you've already had some OBEs or some kind of experience like that, or a lucid dream. Those are very similar experiences, astral dreams. We'll talk about the differences in those things as the shows ensue, but I'm really passionate about that other dimension as well. Intuition. Intuition is another mystical adventure, and I'm very excited about sharing with you some ways you can develop your sixth sense. The truth is, everybody is intuitive. Everybody has a sixth sense. Some of you listening are in touch with it. Some of you maybe are not, and maybe would like to be. And in this show, I really want to, create a space here where you feel supported to develop your sixth sense and your intuition. And I started tuning into my intuition, as I was saying, as a teenager, working with my dreams. And in my late teens, I got my first tarot deck and started experimenting with that and giving readings to friends, and then realized, wow, these are really accurate. I was getting feedback and realized I really am, psychic. And all I needed was the validation. And that's what I hope that you get here, viewers and listeners. I hope that you get some validation for connecting with your own mystical abilities, your own intuitive abilities. So we're going to explore different kinds of intuition. We're going to explore tips for helping you to open your sixth sense. We're going to explore how you can use intuition for different things, healing and navigating your life. I feel like intuition has been the main way that I have been able to navigate my life. And boy, is it a complicated life these days, isn't it? So learning to connect with your sacred sixth sense, which you definitely do have, is such a powerful tool for connecting with your divine spirit, for connecting with God, Goddess, Spirit, the holy presence within us and connecting us all. Your sixth sense is really your sacred lifeline to this part of consciousness. And so connecting with your sixth sense is going to help you to understand how to navigate through work, relationships, career, make decisions, solve problems, healing. So I'm really excited about talking about intuition and helping you to connect with it. Spiritual creativity. Spiritual creativity, the intersection between spirituality, creativity, and healing, is another area I'm very passionate about, and I would love to share this with you. I've done some research and exploration into the intersection between these things, and I found that there's a huge intersection. There's a really big overlap between your intuition and your creativity. I am an artist, and so I express my creativity regularly. You might be very creative and identify that way yourself, or you might say, "And I'm not creative. I don't have an imagination." And I would say, no, that's not true. Everyone's creative. Everyone has an imagination. You might use yours in a different way than I do. Maybe you're a creative cook. Maybe you're a creative computer programmer and come up with creative programs. That still counts. So exploring creative rituals and expressive art rituals and activities and fun exercises is something I'd like to share with you for connecting with your intuition, connecting with your wisdom, expressing yourself, and connecting with healing. So we're going to be doing some fun creative things is my intention as well on this show. There's a few other topics that I might explore that I'm sure I'm going to explore on this show that I want to share with you. Manifesting, what I call multidimensional manifesting. What's multidimensional manifesting? Well, do you want to start creating your reality with your thoughts? Or perhaps you already are intentionally creating your reality with your thoughts. The truth is we're always creating with our thoughts, but intentionally using the law of attraction and the power of your mind, the power of creative visualization, the power of intentional thoughts, I really want to integrate that, talk about it in an integrative way, and integrate that with some motivational psychology techniques and practical tips for goal setting, goal achievement, so that we can manifest our true heart's desire in a very multidimensional and joyful way. I also would love to explore other forms of holistic healing, and I'm trained in some different modalities. Body awareness, body wisdom, grounding. If you are sensitive or intuitive, or you got your higher chakras open, and you tend to live in the imaginative or psychic or spiritual or emotional planes, you might need a little bit extra grounding. I know I do. So I always love learning about how to connect with the body, how to appreciate the body. And there's so much body shaming and body hatred out there, isn't there? We need a little bit more body love, along with just all kinds of love. So I'm going to be talking about body awareness, spirituality and relationships. I'm really looking forward to the producers that I could have guests. I'm so looking forward to having creative and spiritual and intuitive and mystical guests, and anything else that I think of that feels like a mystical adventure, that feels like something I feel you would be interested in and benefit from. So the time is quarter till. I think it might be time for me to switch gears and share with you this collective reading. So let me just set this up for you. I am an artist. I'm an intuitive artist, and I make intuitive art portals. Wow, that sounded weird, Anne. What's an intuitive art portal? Well, let me tell you. An intuitive art portal is a creation that involves both connecting with the mystical higher realms and an actual physical painting that I make or art piece that I make. It may include drawing. Usually it includes a painting with colored inks. What I do for the intuitive art portal is meditate, connect with higher consciousness, and use my intention to channel energy into a painting that I make. It's a very intuitive, spontaneous painting, and I will go over how I do that in one show, I'm sure, or maybe put it on my YouTube channel. And then I channel messages that I receive when looking at the art piece and relay them to you, my audience. It's a portal because I actually use the images as a prayer portal, as a portal that I focus on for prayers for the and intentions for the upcoming week. And I invite you to do the same. I usually post it on my social media, and I'll go over all my social media stuff at the end. You can find me at Creative Psyche Studio in all the social media dimensions. Well, not all of them, but Creative Psyche Studio, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and CreativePsycheStudio.com. I'll go over that again at the end. So that is an intuitive art portal. That's the kind of art that I make. I would like to share with you now the intuitive art portal that I made for this upcoming week. It looks like Dave is showing it. I think he's showing it. I'm going to keep holding it up. There, he's showing it. Thank you, Dave. You can just keep that up for the rest of the show. So here's the intuitive art portal I have made this week, and let me tell you what messages and guidance came through. So as you can see, there is, oh, beautiful. Thank you. That looks beautiful, Dave. he's got the full shot of it. So as you can see, there's a wizard mage, and in his hand it looks like there's a light or torch or fire, and in front of him is a puffin. So when I tuned into this art piece, the feeling I got was so much love from the puffin. And the puffin spirit animal is actually a totem or spirit animal associated with love, and they actually mate for life, and they keep their mate all throughout their life once they find their partner. And so they're associated with love. They actually do this really interesting thing where they rub their beaks together and it looks like they're kissing. And this is a part of their courtship rituals. So this week I felt like there's a big emphasis on love. Yes, romantic love. You might feel some romantic love in the coming week. You might feel also just brotherly, sisterly, human love, humanitarian love, animal love. You might be aware that there's opportunities for expressing your love more this week. And the message I got is to remember to rejoice in love and remember to acknowledge and celebrate what's important, as the puffin is very passionate about love and is associated with appreciating love so much. Puffin, doesn't he just look funny? They're associated with humor. These little totems, these little spirit animals, they kind of look like a clown. Look at those colors. Oh, what a beautiful close-up. Thank you. And it kind of reminds you a little bit of a clown to look at them, doesn't it? And, you know, humor is so important. We're in the time of Virgo right now, and Virgo is a beautiful get her done kind of energy, isn't it? But it can get a little heavy. It can get a little, well, serious. So Puffin reminds us, don't get too serious. Laugh, have fun, and enjoy the moment. Remember to find the humor, and this can help to balance things out. Puffins are water birds. They actually, you can find them on cliffs overlooking water, and that's where they come to raise their young, and that's where they come to mate and court, I believe. And you can find puffins overlooking the water, and so they're associated with this very magical place in nature. Cliffs are considered a very magical place, connecting with the beautiful spiritual water energy and water spirits. So I feel like Puffin wants to talk to us about connecting with our spirituality and connecting with the beautiful water energy this upcoming week. You can kind of see a mermaid form next to the wizard mage to his left. It looks like a mermaid to me, and I feel like that speaks to the beautiful spiritual water energy that Puffin is asking us to be aware of this week. You might notice that you feel closer to the spirit world this week. Puffin is a water bird, so birds that can swim are always tend to be associated with something very spiritual, because water is an archetypal spiritual symbol, and birds are an archetypal symbol for ascending in consciousness. Puffin is reminding us also this week to dive in. Puffins don't just stay on the cliff and look out and smell the ocean all day. They dive in to get their fish. And Puffin is guiding us this week to remember to connect with the spirit world, remember to pray. They're associated with prayer. But also take action this week. Take inspired action. Dive into that water. Take a step. And actually, the mage, the wizard mage archetype behind the puffin, in the tarot, the magician is actually associated with combining the four elements and integrating the four elements, earth, air, water, fire, to create that which he really wants to create. So it is also a symbol, and I'm feeling the message come through with the wizard mage. Take action this week. Take your ideas and take your wishes and desires, and when you pray and tune in and get guidance about what it is you really want to create and what steps to take that action. Bring it down to the earth plane, dive in, don't just stay up there in the ethers. And this can help you to make progress this week and align with the beautiful new moon energies. Tonight is the new moon, and it's a great time to clarify your wishes, clarify your desires, to pray, tune in, do a ritual, and set your intentions for this growing moon cycle. So we've got a couple minutes left, and those were the energies I was feeling with the art. And I also usually tune in to see what angel is coming out in the week ahead, and what archangel. And I felt this week the archangel Raguel, not to be confused with Raphael or some of the other archangels, but Raguel, he came out this week, and I felt the guidance that Raguel wants to give us for this upcoming week has to do with harmony and harmony in relationships, big theme. So Raguel is guiding us to pay attention to the give and take in relationships this week, in just a dyad and also in a group, in your community. Giving and receiving. Pay attention to if you're giving and receiving in balance, because sometimes we want to give too much and then we have trouble receiving. And this is so often the case with sensitives and intuitives. And if you're listening and you fall in that category, pay attention. Make sure this week that you're taking measures to be able to receive. You might also notice that sometimes you receive too much and you know what, you need to give a little. And there's actually nothing like giving to stimulate the law of attraction, to stimulate the flow of abundance and to stimulate the flow of things coming to you. When you give something, when you put something out, it begins that flow, and it begins that flow and opens the door for you to receive. So make sure this week you're giving and receiving in balance. And if you need to set some boundaries, set some boundaries. If you need to take care of yourself, take care of yourself. If you need to maybe connect with people, get more support. If you need to get more support. If maybe you need to be more adaptable and give a little. This is the week to really pay attention to, am I giving and receiving in balance? The other message that Raguel has to say is, and I'm reading my notes here, so bear with me because I did write it down. There is more than enough resources. There are abundant resources on this earth and in this universe. And make sure that you're tuning with the consciousness of abundance. Just because you are standing in your own power, you are manifesting something you wanted to manifest, that doesn't mean that you're taking away something from someone else. Just because you're powerful doesn't mean you're taking away someone else's power. We're moving from these paradigms, the old paradigm of lack, the more power I have, the less power you have, to the new paradigm of empowerment, shared power, the abundance of power. The more power I have, the more power you have, the more power we all have. And how can I stay true to my own power, my own divinely bestowed gifts and power and creative power and the abundance that Spirit wants to bestow me, and claiming that? And how can I do that in a way that is aligning with that mentality of abundance? There is enough. There's an abundance of resources and support and prosperity. So this week, pay attention to your motives, and if any of this comes up, any hesitation about what you want to create, and make sure that you're paying attention to how you can align with the consciousness of abundance, the consciousness of shared power, the understanding that there is an abundant flow in the universe, and as you tune in to what you really want, and you tune in with the spirit of love and connection with your higher power, that you're actually creating more abundance for the whole universe. You prospering and living your truth sets an example for other people. It validates for other people how important and legitimate it is to spread your wings and fly, to be different, to follow your heart, to do what it is you really want to do. This creates a vibration on the planet that helps everybody. So don't be afraid to follow your heart, take inspired action this week. Maybe it's just a baby step. Maybe the action step you want to take this week is just even writing down your thoughts and goals. Maybe you're not going to start your PhD or ask someone to marry you this week. Maybe you are, and blessings to you if that's true. But maybe you just want to take a baby step, and that's okay. But these all have an effect on the universe. And I'm getting the message that I've got 1 minute left. So let me just go over how to stay connected with me, dear viewer and listener. I, again, so appreciate you tuned in today. If you'd like to find me, I'm on CreativePsycheStudio.com. Psyche spelled Psyche, and Creative Psyche Studio is the name of my YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And you can find my intuitive arts and learn more about the groups and readings and sessions that I offer. So thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I just so appreciate it. I'm so honored that you connected with me. This has been so much fun to start. And thank you, Puffin and Raguel and Mage, for bestowing your wisdom on us tonight. Thank you again so much for tuning in, and I look forward to connecting next show. Namaste.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Amazing Grace, Celebrity Psychic with Grace Wilczek. Grace Wilczek. Live from Facebook.com/Grace Wilczek Medium Psychic.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, Facebook.com/Psychic Radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Amazing Grace Celebrity Psychic
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening, everyone. I am Grace Wilczek and welcome you to A1 Radio and Moonstruck TV. I am your host today and I'm inviting you to my show, Amazing Grace. I would like to talk today about new moon because it's a new moon today and it's very, very happy and I'm very happy. New moon would like to, is in Virgo, and new moon would like to bring you a lot of changes, okay? And please balance your energy, balance your hobby, balance everything what you need in your life, okay? Because now it's about the changes. Everything you need to be like more flexible and find your new thing. Be prepared for something. If something is going wrong, you always got some option ahead. and you have something to change, okay? I just, you need to find a balance in your life, and please just go back to 4 months ago, and please think, what do you change? What is good? What came to you? And what you would like to adjust? Start planning your life, because the life gonna bring you something better. Please be strong, because we are coming to the light, okay? We're coming to the light. We all will be fine. Please don't stress yourself, because stress don't help you. It's like, please prepare for something new for your mind, body, and spirit. Please be positive. And it's like you're having new feeling, and like, it's like when you have a fresh sparkling water with something, with the moon and with the lime, and you so tasty, and you have a sip and you feel so good. Oh my God, how is good. That's what is coming for you. But you need to manifest, okay? Please manifest today, because we got new moon and it's a ritual. Please write the letter. Please put the candle, something silver, and everything will be fine. Please manifest what you would like to have in your life, okay? Please write, I want new car, I want new job, I want new relationship, everything what is your, in your heart, everything what you wish for. And please make spaces, please manifest. Please burn this letter, and everything is going to heaven, and they will help you, and especially new moon. I'm just wearing today my beautiful headset, and I'm on silver because it's a new moon. I love her, and the goddess of moon is Haniel, and she's helping you, okay? I got the caller, and it's Olivia. Hello, Olivia from Panama, Florida. How can I help you, darling?
Hi, I'm like for a psychic reading or medium, whatever you do.
Reading? Okay. What would you like to know? Do you have a specific question?
No, I was just looking for anything generalized.
Okay, Dad. I just will tune to your energy. And what I see with you, straight away, your guys, what they're showing me. They showed me you need to more happiness in your life. Please bring more singing, more dancing, okay? Because that energy will help you, and that energy will help you, your chakras, okay? Your three chakras and all your body. You will be very, 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 very happy when you dance, okay? Please cue the music or go to YouTube and dance. I feel you want to do something, and I see the star. They're showing me the star, and you need to reach. Like, you want a star, you want something. Please reach for the star. They're gonna help you, okay? I see it's around you. You just worry. Why you worry? Because I got some. Yeah, it's Did you have a man around you? There was a nice man around you, but this was past already. Okay, he was not good for you or in your energy. And I feel for you is new things is coming, and if you're not in love, that's gonna be love, new love for you. New open your heart, because there's a lot of people open their heart. And I feel like if you're in a relationship, your relationship will be becoming stronger and stronger. Okay, are you in a relationship, beautiful?
No, I'm not.
No, that's why they're showing me, darling, your heart. And what you need to do, manifest today, okay? Please write letter to the moon. Please say about the relationship. And please don't struggle. Please don't push. Please say what you want. And please be very positive and say in the letter, I want a partner. And please write the quality what you want. Please put on the list. What do you want to see in him, what do you want to see in yourself, how he wants to treat you, okay? Act as you already will be in a relationship. You already have someone in your life who is loving you, who is loving you dearly, okay? Get the feeling like, you in love, and and somebody love you. That's why gonna help you a lot, okay? Don't stop searching, because when you're searching, and you worry, because I see you worry, and you're getting to having anxiety, okay? You're gonna have a beautiful lady around you, and the lady gonna help you, okay? That's the lady in the future come to your life, and she will be your mentor, okay? And I see with your somebody is coming to your life, that will be very nice person, and you're gonna have beautiful relationship. But really, please manifest today. Please put a letter, I want nice man, and please be pleased with yourself and love yourself. Give yourself a lot of hugs, love. Please take care about yourself, because you need to look nice, you need to be healthy, take care about your body, buy yourself flowers, and you will be very, very nice. And please be with the nice people around you, because the nice people giving you nice energy, okay? And I think don't force anything, because when we forcing and we worry, when I gonna meet my soulmate, when this gonna happen, you're pushing it back, okay? Because this is like negative energy. Just manifest today, write the letter, and please burn it outside. Please be careful, okay, with the fire. Please put on a paper or something, okay? And you will be, universe will help you, and you will be even, you don't know when this gonna come, because this is how spirit is working, okay? And enjoy your life, be happy, darling, and I don't see anything. Just I feel like you will be with your friends. Friends will help you. That is for you. Please ask friends for help. That you can go somewhere, okay, to club or cinema or restaurant, because I feel like you will know your partner very soon. They're showing me number 4 for you, okay, and 4 maybe will be 4 weeks, 4 months. You will be in a new relationship, okay, dear. I see you more with the purple color. Please wear it more purple color to you, because you need that energy, and that energy, strong energy, okay? You will be clear. I feel, what are you doing at the moment? Don't worry. I think you just, please say to yourself, this is worth. This is very worth it to wait for this relationship, for your soulmate, okay? And universe will help you, okay? Don't search anymore, just manifest, write letter, put the candle and silver, and please go and burn it. And this is your order, okay? And feel like I am already in relationship, okay? I got beautiful men around me. I am lovable. I love him. He is very good for me. Because you need to know his quality, okay? And if you will be treat him nice, and you will be thinking everything is nice, everything is good in my relationship, that's what you're gonna bring, okay? Instead worrying, start be dancing, start be happy. I got for you dancing. See? I got for you dancing. Please dance, okay? And that's gonna help you. The spirit is showing me 2 crystals for you, darling. One is topaz. Topaz is a blue color, and that's probably gonna help you here in your throat chakra. More blue colors around here, or close or necklace. And topaz is detoxing you, okay? We need to detox every few months or every day. Even I'm detoxing myself every day, okay, because I'm doing this work. I feel all chemicals, what we eat and what we drink and surrounding area, we catching a lot of toxins. That's why you need to detox yourself, okay? I got another crystal for you. Is a morganite. And morganite is a beautiful pink color, and morganite will help you with, your feeling, okay? And that will be very, very good. Let go the stress. Please let go the anger. Please go and use the net shaman for your healing. And You will be, darling, fine, okay? Everything is nice for you, okay? Don't worry about anymore about your future. I got the flower. Just a moment, I give you one flower for you. Okay, okay, beautiful. What do you got? You got hibiscus here. How is beautiful hibiscus? Please be around hibiscus, okay? And hibiscus will help you. Like, you are a spiritual person, and hibiscus will help you, like, unite everyone. I feel like you want to feel, you want to help all family. You want to, be for everyone, but be for yourself, darling, okay? Thank you so much, okay? I would like to, if you would like to see me more on the show, I'm looking for sponsors. If anyone is interested, please just give me notice on my messenger, because I really like the show and I would like to go for longer and longer, but I need some sponsors, okay? That will be very nice. Thank you so much. My show is nearly finished. I wish you all the best. For everyone is a brown color for you, especially in America. Bye.
To A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for Jordy Jane's Psychic Medium with Jordy Jane. Live from jordyjanes.com.au.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Jordy Jane's Psychic Medium
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening, everyone. Good afternoon and good morning. Welcome to my show, Jordy James, and I'm a psychic medium. And thank you for joining me this week. So I was trying to figure out what I was going to chat about today, which is really interesting. So I'm going to talk about what my week's been like and how I've gone from being really judgmental to being where I'm at the moment. And I have done self-care this week. It's been quite an interesting week to a point where I've now had to go on a bit of a diet cleanse and things like that. So it's very interesting looking at the way our body reacts to external as well as internal energies. Now, as I talk about this, me being an empath, I do take on a lot of things, but I'm also I've been trained and I've actually retrained myself to go, not my circus, not my monkeys. Now, that's my favorite saying, only because I know that as soon as I say that, I disconnect from anything that's externally connecting or externally sort of worrying me or discerning me. And being in the times that we're in, sometimes we can fall into other people's beautiful systems, beliefs, all that sort of thing, but we've got to bring it back to who we are authentically. And I have been going through that a little bit this week, which has been amazing because I've actually gone from the lowest of lows to the highest of highs, and it's all in the shifting of who I am into the next stage level, ready for the progression of this huge, massive shift into what we're classing as the new normal, which is the new, I'd say, in word right now. So for me, what I love is really grounding. I've actually started working with a lot more candles and crystals and really getting back to my own true authentic who me as Geordie is, who is a mum, who is a wife, who is a sister, who is a daughter, and really getting to know who I am in which relationship I'm in. So this is all about being true to who you are. And sometimes we really have to take stock and sit back. And yesterday was my day. I had acupuncture. I did all the self-care work, looking after myself, drinking heaps of water, and really going, right, where is my next stage? Really writing down as well is a really important thing, journaling. Now, me journaling, it gets a little bit like I don't, but I also disconnect from the outside world. And I actually zoned out a little bit yesterday, which was pretty cool. I actually watched a show. So these are all the self-care elements that I feel is right at the moment where we all need to sit, even if it's 5 to 10 minutes for ourselves to really sit in a space, because it is getting a little bit overloaded with the external energy, which is normal because the earth, what we're going through, the consciousness and everything that's going on at the moment, we are really, sometimes we get a little bit drawn in, and that's okay, because that might be just your truth or might be just where you need to be to see things a little bit clearer. So I hope that makes sense, everyone, and I hope you understand that and really sort of take a couple of minutes to just breathe and go, right, where does myself sit in this particular point and time? What is affecting me and what I need to look at? And I went to acupuncture yesterday, and it was the best thing ever. I love my acupuncturist, and really started to go, right, there's a shift that I need to do. So that's what I've been doing. So I have got a beautiful call for Brittany from Digby, Nova Scotia. Hi, Brittany, how are you going?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So you can hear me okay?
Pardon?
You can hear me okay?
You're cutting in and out, but I can semi-hear ya.
Okay, cool. Thank you, gorgeous. So how would you like me to work for you today? Would you like me to do some psychic with what's going on around you, or mediumship, darling?
I'm sorry, what you said? I find it hard to hear you. I apologize.
No, that's all right, gorgeous. So did you want me to go with what's going on around you, so psychically or mediumshiply connecting with loved ones?
I'm a loved one, if possible.
Yeah, sure. Okay. I won't guarantee it's a specific person, but I'll tune in for you, darling. Oh, okay. I've got this beautiful lady stepping forward who wants to give you a big emotional hug. I will actually, because I feel like I might be speaking too fast, and that's why it's breaking up. So I'll do it really slowly. Now, as I connect with this lady, I know July is quite a dominant month. Would this make sense with the family? Let me just keep going. I just want to keep going with this beautiful lady. I do feel like I want to go mum, and I also feel like as I connect, it may not be mum, but I might be connecting to mum's side of the family with this lady. I do feel I've got issues with breathing or chest. Would this make sense to you, Brittany?
Did you say an elderly woman?
Yes.
That would be my mother's mother. She passed away last July.
Thank you. Okay. Oh my God, I just got chills. Awesome. And as I connect with this, I do want to say that she's coming very much into wanting to be. Is mum still here? Yes.
She wants to be sorry, what?
Thank you. Mum's still here, and she just wants to give mum a big hug.
I will. When I see her again, I will give her a big hug.
Good. And Brittany, she's so proud of you. And she also tells me you're the youngest one or you're the little one. Would this make sense?
Thank you.
Yeah, she just wants to give you that big sort of hug. And she goes, oh, my little one. She's very proud of you, and she's actually giving you a massive hug. She's also acknowledging that the last 3 to 4 months have been quite trying on you, but you are stronger than you think, she's telling me, and you've got a bit of the gumption that she had. She's quite a beautiful lady. She's quite soft, but she's also quite firm. Would that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Thank you. And she's also making me laugh, and I feel like she used to have jokes and she used to put people in their place but make it like it was a bit of a joke. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
So people wouldn't get their back up. They wouldn't, she goes, I didn't want to get them on the back foot, but I sort of gave them a little bit of a stern sort of warning. But I do feel like I want to say to you, it was a bit of a dig, a bit of a joke, in a sense of it's not really a joke, but it's more of putting them in the place in a really nice way. This is who she is. Does that make sense?
I'm sorry. I heard the last part, but not the first part. A man,
Okay.
did you say?
No. I'm just saying that when she was putting people in their place, like telling them off, she wouldn't make it like, how can I put this? I just want to say that she's got a way of telling people off without making them feel bad. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Because she puts people in their place. Now, darling, she wants to let you know that it has been hard, and she just wants to go, just breathe, darling. I'm always around you. She's also telling me that, darling, you've got this gift as well. You've got a beautiful intuitive. You can connect in a beautiful way to spirit and to people. You're very good intuitively, she's telling me. And she goes, keep it up. Now, she's singing songs and she's got this beautiful singing voice. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Thank you. And she's talking about bluebirds, or there's a bluebird song, or there's something I want to acknowledge about bluebirds.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. And she's also talking to me about her beautiful house, and she's also talking to me that it was organized chaos sometimes around her house. Would that make sense with your grandmother?
Yes.
Was there a big family? She's acknowledging 5 children, or acknowledging 5. Would this make sense with children?
Yes, I have 2 of my own, but my uncle has 5 girls, and my mom has, well, now 2 boys, or 2 kids,
Yep.
but she had 3.
Cool, because I just feel like there's massive amount of children, and she's loving family, and she was so happy that even though there was not a lot of, I want to say not a lot of people around for her, there was always people there for her. Does that make sense? Because I feel like she's just going a little bit sort of, I know the family was around me even though they weren't around me. That's just a reference here. Now, the other thing she wants to give you is making sure that you chin up. Don't be so hard on yourself. Keep your house lived in, not immaculate like some people in the family. They just, as long as it looks lived in and homely, that's the important. The house has to be homely. Because I feel like you've been going through a little bit of changing around the home, she's telling me.
I'm going through what, story?
Okay, you need to just not be so hard on yourself about cleaning the house. Brittany, what I'll do is I'll give you a massive hug from your grandmother. She's absolutely gorgeous. And I don't know if there's a Charlie or a Charles, but she wants to acknowledge this. And I'm running out of time. But she just wants to give you a massive hug and give Mum a massive hug and a big bunch of flowers from her.
Oh.
So, okay. Brittany, I know we're a little bit up and on, but please connect with me on Geordie Jane's Psychic Medium Facebook page, and I'll be able to give you a little bit more. But thank you so much for allowing me to connect with your grandmother. She's absolutely gorgeous, and she's got a feistiness.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, gorgeous. Have a lovely day. and everyone, or a lovely evening. Everyone have a great week. Blessings and hugs. And I've run out of time, and I'll chat to you all next week. All right. Bye for now.
Listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Insights into Consciousness with Anna Olson. Live from AnnaOlsonIntuitive.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Insights into Consciousness
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Anna Olson. Welcome to my show, Insights into Consciousness, here on A1R Radio. I'm here every week, Thursdays, 6:30 Pacific Standard Time, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Now today, September 10th, I'm going to do a show on just controlling what we can. Just controlling what we can is good enough, and we're just going to leave it at that, okay? So we've been entering a new consciousness where basically we have a lot of our regular control disrupted, and we're not really sure basically, you know, how to handle that. So a lot of my readings that I've done lately have been on people that are really struggling with the feeling of the loss of control. And this is everything from, you know, the pandemic with COVID and having to wear masks and people saying, oh, I don't want to wear a mask, and I do. And part of that is just a lot of denial going on with people subconsciously, so they don't really have to deal with the issue head on. A lot of it is people's true colors coming out when they're under pressure. There's also been riots, politics, just all sorts of things happening, and these different issues have been pushing people to the brink, to where their true colors come out, their true character comes out. You really get to know who people are, and you really get to know how many good people there actually are in the world. That's a good thing. But on the other hand, we're also seeing a lot of the bad. And I don't know about you, but when I go out, most people, I'd say 98 to 99% of people are handling everything really well. They are being respectful of other people. They are doing their best to be a good, kind human. And, you know, that's what really gives me hope right now, because we are entering into a consciousness where we are progressing psychically very quickly. And this is because we're being forced out of our comfort zone, and our senses have been heightened because the human body, we all have the 12 senses, which is more than just our 5. And even though they don't teach about those in school, they're still there. So when something like this happens, where we are all put into a position of not exactly knowing what's next, and our comfort zone is really thrown off, we have to start to psychically tune in again. And I don't know about you, but myself, I'm usually the one to try to be prepared. And when I'm prepared for something, I feel more comfortable. I have less anxiety. I feel like I know what my next step is more of the time. And of course, I'm a reader. So that's like basically how I operate and how I really help other people in general. However, it's really interesting to me lately how all the things that people thought weren't possible are happening. So one of the visuals that I use for this, basically, just to give you a synapse, is Star Trek. So a lot of the things that we are now experiencing in our world were already on a show years and years ago. Even our iPhones, like the screens and talking to people, we're doing, even Zoom meetings now. And what's interesting to me, I don't know about you, but to me, it's very interesting how lots of the things that we thought were impossible on a show like Star Trek is actually happening. Now, I don't know if you remember the alien. She's kind of a counselor, and she is very psychically inclined, but she's basically one of the characters that gets overlooked a lot of the time when people joke around and compare our lives to Star Trek. So what's really fun is we can now kind of stop and think about how we're all becoming more psychic, or depending upon our psychics, our intuitives, to really guide us through this hard time. So if you think of it as kind of like we're moving into this other dimension of consciousness where we all have to start thinking more with our instincts and less with our logic, and just really get in there, dig in. And a lot of women in the world are just like homeschooling, having to decide if they're going to work or stay home when they haven't had to do that for many years. It's really not even the same world, at least for a while. And what I like about it is it's really kicking up our subconscious. It's helping us to really face the fact that, that we are mortal, that the spirit world is kind of closer right now, which is really wonderful because it's teaching us a lot of lessons, and it's making us think about why we're really here. What our true purpose is. What is the ultimate purpose of even being here? So readings have kicked up. We all need to know more right now. We're rethinking what our children need and what we teach them and what's important. And more people want to be in tune with their own intuition right now. So the best, quickest way to do that is just to ask questions. Ask questions to Spirit. Ask Spirit questions. If you have questions and you're just not sure about something, you're having anxiety, you ask Spirit. You can ask Spirit and just look for the answers. Spirit will always answer you. When, like, all of our awareness is coming up, our mortality is more prevalent, what happens is we naturally tune into Spirit more. So when we ask questions and we basically are in a place where our questions can be answered, it's basically because the reason why our answers can be, our questions can be answered a lot more, and our answers can come a lot more easily right now when our consciousness is heightened, is because our minds are kind of like in our higher self rather than our bodies. Our bodies aren't as good at the intuition as our higher self, which is our spirit. So our spirits are a little higher up into that higher consciousness. They're basically just having to pick up on more stuff. It's a survival mechanism. So, some people, their anxiety goes up if they're not quite sure about how to listen to their intuition and their higher consciousness. Other people, their anxiety goes down because they are now more in tune with their higher consciousness and their intuition, and it's working for them. So the way to kind of get into really lowering your anxiety, this kind of feeling of impending doom, I don't know about you, but I'm I'm in California here in the United States, and basically California is on fire right now. There are a lot of people who are not just losing their homes or really having a hard time in general with the fires, but also there's a lot of black smoke all over the state, and it's actually blowing into the neighboring states, and their sky is all black, and the air quality is going down, and you can hardly see the sun. It's so bad in some places. In some places, I had a family member tell me that yesterday, where they are at 8 o'clock in the morning, it looked like it was midnight. So there's been some really interesting things going on in the world right now, and it just really, really forces us to kind of stop and think about what's going on, and really spin up our intuition and trying to figure things out on our own. And readers can also help you with that. That's the other thing that I want to point to, that even a reader that doesn't have everything figured out can pick up what you need help with, or some questions that you need answers to, like some things that you need help with. So basically, I'm here for you. I can help you with a lot of the things that you have questions about right now, and I can pick in my intuition and really help you to know what it is that's going on, what to prepare for, what steps to take, which path to take. I can kind of give you some insight into where things are going and what will happen in the long run. So I have a website if you're interested, and it's AnnaOlsenIntuitive.com. So that's 2 N's, A-N-N-A, and Olsen is O-L-S-E-N. Intuitive is INTUITIVE.com. You can reach me there. You can find my number and all my contact info. I can always do that. I also do life coaching for students regularly, not just to teach them their intuition and what types of intuition that they have and that they can work on, but I also train them on how to strengthen that and how to identify when it's intuition and when it's their own thoughts, or when it's something that they can trust or something that they need to look into a little more. They get better and better at it. So intuition is like a muscle. The more you work it, the stronger it becomes. So I do that as well, and I can do that over the phone or on video right now. So basically, you just work on what it is that you need help with, want to work on, or what your strengths are. I also do life coaching, and this is really fun because what I do life coaching in is shadow work, which helps us all to, in general, look at the part of us that we've been really stuffing or not paying attention to, and it helps to really unify the shadow self with the higher self. And I can teach people how to do that. What that does is it helps them to overcome things like depression. I don't give psychological advice or diagnoses, but I can definitely point them in the right direction in a spiritual sense, where we can do a lot of work with the shadow self and help with a whole lot of things across the board, not just health or pain issues, but also like depression or anxiety. So that's that. And I also work with manifestation work. So a lot of the things that I teach people is how to use their own thoughts and their own electromagnetic field to attract the things that they want. So we can program our electromagnetic field, which is also known as our aura. You can actually program your aura and your electromagnetic field to attract the things you want. And this is science, it's quantum physics. This is something you can do. I know because I've done it, and I've learned from other people who have done it. So I also teach that. So reach me on my website, AnnaOlsenIntuitive.com, if you'd like to know. Now I have a caller on the line this time. Let's see if she's there. Danielle, are you there?
Hi, yes I am.
Hi Danielle, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great. So what would you like to focus on, or what can I answer for you tonight?
I've just recently had someone very close to me pass away, and I'm just kind of in a rut about it and don't really have any peace or closure. So I've just done something that's been on my mind a lot lately.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear about your loss. So it was somebody close to you, and was this somebody that you you knew from your childhood?
Yes, my whole life.
Okay, so was this somebody that you went to school with?
No.
Okay. I'm feeling like it's more of like a childhood bond. So was it family member? Was it?
Yes, it was my uncle who passed away, who I was close with as a child, but recently became even closer with right before he got sick.
Okay, so this is your uncle. All right.
Mhm.
So, you know, I'm kind of wondering, first of all, Spirit's telling me that this was good timing for you to get closer to your uncle before he passed, because, you know, whenever we're struggling with loss of somebody, one of the biggest regrets is if somebody didn't tie up loose ends or really get closer to that person before they passed.
Mhm.
So Spirit is really telling me that you did some really great work spiritually and emotionally, and that you're going to be able to process this entire situation much better because you were able to get close to your uncle before he passed. And
okay.
Really I'm hearing Spirit say that, you know, good job. You really did a lot of amazing work there. And that's going to really set a precedence for the rest of the relationships that you have with other people, to put the value of really just bonding with people and making sure that we you know, treat people well, that we do everything we can for them. And you know, it's interesting because I'm also getting Spirit telling me that your uncle did a lot for you.
Correct.
In a way of, I mean, it's almost like I'm feeling like he's coming to save the day, coming to your aid, that he cares, you know, a lot about you. And I'm seeing too that, now, can I ask you a quick question about your relationship dynamic? Did he basically like try to help you with your career or your income in some way?
Actually, so 10 years ago he was diagnosed with kidney disease, and he was the reason I got into the medical field. So the past few years I've been working at the dialysis clinic that he actually was a patient at. So he was my patient for the past few years. And he was still my patient when he passed away.
Oh, okay. Wow. You know, I'm getting that he was happy to give that to you before he passed. He was happy that you were able to really get into something that would be lucrative for you in the long run and something you could, you know, really utilize as a career.
Great.
It's hard for folks when they're sick, especially because they don't have a lot of energy, to do as much as they can before they pass, and to really make as much of an imprint in the world as, you know, a good footprint in the world before they pass as possible. So this is just Spirit and your uncle confirming that you were a big reason that he had more purpose in his life.
Great, that makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why Spirit showed me that. So it's almost though like I'm feeling like, are you having doubts about staying in the career that you're in because that he got you in? Is it kind of painful to go back to work, or?
His passing is very, very recent, so I actually just returned to work, and it was actually the day that he should have been there, because he would have been there that day when I returned to work. So I've been struggling, yes.
Okay.
I love my job, but it's hard not to see him there every few days like I'm used to.
Right, and that will take some time for you to get through. You know, it's going to take some getting used to. But I also see, what I'm seeing is there's going to be another patient that you're going to have come into your path. And this patient is going to be put in your path at just the right time and just the right way to really help you to feel happier at work again.
Okay.
So you're going to start really feeling a connection to this person. It's going to feel like when you go to work, it's more happy again. So Spirit is just confirming to you and letting you know that this is going to be set up just right so that you're going to enjoy going to work again.
Okay.
And it's interesting too, because now I'm seeing a relationship maybe coming of this. Now, are you, I don't mean to get too personal about your relationship life, but Spirit's just asking me to just ask you about it and talk to you about it, that perhaps, are you married or are you single?
I'm married.
Okay, because I really feel like there's going to be a strengthening of your relationship through this.
Okay.
So I'm seeing that that'll be your marriage, and I'm also seeing that your husband will be able to be a hero to you in a new way that you've never seen him in this light before.
Okay.
So this is just Spirit basically giving you all of these really good things about this passing, and the idea behind it is really to look at the rebirth in our lives and the new things that are coming out of old chapters closing and new chapters beginning. And I'm also I'm asking your uncle if there's anything that he would like to give you as a sign so that you can look for that and you can know that he's communicating with you throughout your, the day in and day out. And the first thing that I was getting is either a bird of prey, like maybe an eagle or a falcon or a hawk, something like that would represent your uncle.
Okay.
Now, do you know, was he in the military or Boy Scouts or something like that?
He was very outdoorsy. I'm not sure of the things that he did when he was younger.
Okay, because I'm getting that he would be outside in nature, maybe camping or whatnot, and he just was amazed by the birds of prey. So it would be, like a hawk or an eagle or something like that, and he would watch them closely. And I'm seeing that he would stop and think about how someday when he would pass, he would want somebody to remember him as being, happy and free, and like the take flight sort of thing spiritually. It was very spiritual for him. Okay. And I'm feeling like that would be tied into a sign. If you see, like, let's say you're walking and you see a bird of prey cross the path as you're walking, flying past, like either like in front of your car, like, in the path of your car or something like that. And you can see either, they're just basically when you notice, or even if you see it on something like in art, or you walk into a store and you see a sculpture or something like that, that you're going to be sent these messages from your uncle at just the right time. It'll be when you're happy, you're with your family. He's going to be communicating with you and saying, hey, here I am. I'm still thinking of you. I'm still with you.
Okay.
And I thank you. He's thanking you. He's saying, I thank you for being there for me, and also for, I really feel like there was a reclusive part of his life. Was he even reclusive before he became ill?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because there was this reclusive part of his life, and maybe throughout the time he was sick, where it was getting very rather lonely and isolated.
Yes, right before he passed away, he spent a lot of time in the hospital, and we weren't able to visit him or see him, and he wasn't able to talk on the phone, so very much so.
Right, and he just wants you and the family to know that he understands you did everything you could. So he wouldn't feel right if anybody was regretting not visiting enough or that they could have done more. He's saying basically that, I was at the right place at the right time, and I had to have time to also process my spiritual growth before I passed, because there was a little bit of a process there where he had to just kind of think about his life and really commune with the angels and the ascended masters, his spiritual guides.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm sorry for your loss, and I really hope that, you know, as you go about your week this week, if you look around for anything that has to do with a hawk or a bird of prey, it'll come across your path, and you'll be able to know that he was really sending me messages through the reading. And the way that you'll know is that it will come up in a way that seems like almost too good to be true, or too coincidental to be actually a coincidence, or you know, and look for sets of 3. So when you see, like, let's say a bird of prey, and you go, well, that could have just been a coincidence, I just don't know if that was really him, you're going to want to look for it again 2 more times, so a total of 3 times, and Spirit will confirm that for you, because I do feel like you really do need extra confirmation, because you're very logical minded.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think you believe things very easily. I don't think you're very naive to this kind of stuff. So I really do think that, you know, looking for that sets of 3 will really help for you to start really communicating with your uncle and others that will pass on your own, where you can really identify it and really feel a lot of comfort and a lot of confirmation that they're in the spirit world. Not only are they okay, but they're happy, they're doing well. Your uncle is also pointing to the fact that he's really weighing things out in the afterlife. He has a lot of options still. He's not stuck anywhere. He's doing a lot of work. He is still doing a lot of things in the spirit world that we don't quite understand here.
Okay.
And he just wants you to know he's very busy still. Now he feels totally fine. He's happy. He's active. He not only feels like himself again, but he is very, very happy. The only thing that he would change is any grief anybody's feeling who was left behind.
Okay. He was a very, very busy person until he got sick, so it's good to hear that.
Yeah, he's very busy now too. So he's letting you know he's right back into his work and his whole cycle, his flow. Do you have any questions, or?
Maybe if there's any message, he when he passed, he had a 10-year-old daughter who was very close to my son. I have a 10-year-old son. And she's struggling so hard right now, obviously. Maybe if there was just a message for her that I could relay in some way. I know she's young and she's just struggling.
Right. Well, the first thing that I'm getting is that she just needs to be able to play and be a kid. She doesn't need to be, you know, pulled aside and told anything specific. You know, we always want to figure out what we can do. But really, she just needs to play. She needs to be able to be a kid and go outside and play, because I feel like she can't be indoors too much, especially right now with the COVID thing. And just let her know that you guys are there for her, that you don't have to say anything specific. It's about being with her and letting her just basically be a kid is what I'm seeing.
Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for calling in. I'm out of time now. I wish I had more time with you. You can always contact me by going to my website, too, if you need any more extension of the reading or you have any other questions. And that's AnnaOlsenIntuitive.com.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thanks for calling.
Good night.
Bye now. So that completes the reading tonight. You know, I feel like I'm just getting into the reading, and we could go so much farther with it, but we have to leave it at that. So I hope that you have a wonderful week, and I will see you next Thursday here on A1R Radio. I'm Anna Olsen with Insights into Consciousness. You can reach me on my website, AnnaOlsenIntuitive.com, and you can also reach me on Facebook at Anna Olsen Intuitive. And I will see you next week. Have a wonderful night.
listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for the Third Wish with Arno. Live from the thirdwish.net.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is the Third Wish
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi everyone, I am Arno with the Third Wish. Thank you so much for joining me today again on this show. I got so many great feedback from last week's show, and I'm so excited to go ahead and continue this journey with you. You can find me at thethirdwish.net or also on my Patreon page /thethirdwish. You can find there a number of documents and videos and tips to help you with all the great things you want to manifest in your life. So just recommending you that you get on my website or my Patreon page. We do have a great show today that is planned. I wanted to talk a little bit about something new. We talked about the moon last week and the full moon and the new moon and all the relationships and the different energies around the moon. So this week we'll be switching a little bit more. We'll be talking about the sun energy and the differences between the light and the dark. One of the big events that's coming up next week is actually the equinox. And so we'll be talking a little bit about what that means in terms of difference of symbols and energies. And also towards the end of the show, I will give you a ritual, an easier ritual that you can do at home to welcome the energies of the equinox. But we'll also be taking some calls. We have a couple callers on the line where I will be doing a reading for them. And also, like every week, I will have a reading for every single one of you right after that, where I do have some cards prepared from the tarot where you can pick and choose and see what type of energy is around you at the moment. So we have a lot of fun coming up in this show. So the equinox, that was my topic this week. Next week, September 22nd, we will be in the northern hemispheres, the fall equinox. So we have a number of callers and friends actually from the southern hemispheres in Australia and New Zealand who will be experiencing the spring equinox. Those are very similar energies from the point of view that they bring, the balance into space. The equinox is that moment where the sun aligns with the equator in such a way that when we reach that day, which would be September 22nd, we have a perfect balance between the number of hours of light and the number of hours of darkness and night. And so it brings a very interesting energy in terms of the crossroad, the gate that we get through, the ability to put things in balance in our life, with difference between the fall and the spring, which we'll talk about towards the end of the show. But it is really about that balance, celebrating that moment, that gate we're going to pass through, and what types of energies of balance, of power we want to use for our own advantage, but also recognize that is in the universe all around us, and how to make the best use of it. So I will leave you with that right now, but we will talk in a little bit later of the types of rituals and the type of manifestations we can do around either the fall equinox or the spring equinox. So before we get to that, I think we do have a caller on the line, and it is Amy in Westminster, Massachusetts. Hi, Amy.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am great. How can I help you today?
I was just looking for like a general reading, like love reading, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's how it works.
Yes, it does work. Let me pull a couple cards, and I will tell you what I see for you.
Okay. Thank you.
Just a minute. Amy, I think the energy that I feel around you is the one that you have come from a phase of where you're really not sure about where things were going. It was a little bit unstable for a while. You had a number of questions, and then somehow you are managing to find or look for a place of stability. And I think it's an important aspect that you're looking for right now. And no matter what area of your life you're looking at, I would tell you that the next 6 months are going to be much more stable and calm than the previous 6 months. You will definitely find that Zen factor or that peace of mind that you've been looking for a while. And I also do see a man around you that will help you also get to that point. So maybe my first question back at you is that does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it does.
Yes. Is there any area you would like to discuss a little bit more so I can go a little bit deeper into the reading?
I don't know. I've just been like single for a little bit and just don't know where to go. So I don't know what to do with my life. I don't know.
Yeah, it is funny. Yes, it's funny you mentioned that because I do see a man in the future and it popped up very clearly. So I think this is part of the message for you where I think you've been looking for a while indeed, and there is someone coming, I would say before the end of the year, and that is someone that you will really enjoy this partner, this new relationship for you, where you will feel at peace and at ease, and you will be amazed how everything will just flow through. And so I think this is going to be a very nice time for you, especially with the holidays coming.
Oh, I hope so. I hope so. How about job? Anything with my job or job work? Anything like that?
Do you have a job at the moment?
I do have a job.
Okay. Just give me a second. I will look into what's going on with your job.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, what I'm getting around your job is that it's kind of one of those jobs that seems to pay the bills for you, but you're not necessarily getting maybe the fun or the excitement out of it. You are looking for something that may be more meaningful to you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yes.
What I do see with this job is that I actually see that there's going to be quite a bit of work coming your way. Maybe because yeah, yeah, it feels very busy at the moment. Something that I can tell you that maybe make you feel a little bit better about the situation is that it seems like towards the end of the year, your job's going to enable you to meet different people, to go to different places, to have a little bit of a new social network. And so that I think will be very positive.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's good.
Yes. Yes, I might well say that it is very well possible that through this job, through the fact that you're opening with the job is opening up to new things and new circles, this could be one of the way you meet this new person coming in your life. So keep an eye on it. I think it has very good potential for the future.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Anything else, Amy?
No, I mean, no, I'm okay. I was just more wondering about my relationship status. Some kind of, a lost puppy, I'd say.
Yes. Don't worry too much. Something's in the works, and it's gonna flow through much better than you believe. You will be amazed how easy and fun things are gonna be in the next couple months. So hang in there. There's some very good things coming for you.
I have actually one more question.
Sure.
Anything about like my family? We have like this situation going on, not so good. Do you see anything happening with that?
Yeah. Let me look into that. Yeah. It does look like there's a number of, I would say, even fights and arguments, and people are not really playing nice here. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, very much so.
I'm not gonna lie, this is gonna last for a little bit, but I would say when you get to the next year, there is definitely a resolution that's coming up. That will feel that things are going to get more organized, and my guides are insisting on the word organized, because it feels like it's an issue at the moment that things are not organized a certain way. Does that make any sense to you?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. It will come, but I would just say be ready for the next 3 months are not going to be easy. It's going to be a little bit more of the same. So hang in there. But after that, after we get to the New Year's, you'll be much more happy with where things are.
Good to know. Good to hear.
Thank you, Amy.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Of course. And we have our next caller, Lena in Palmetto, Florida. Hi, Lena.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I am good. How can I help you?
I'm not sure. I just.
Hello, Lena. I think we lost you a little bit.
Hello? Yes.
What question would you like? Is it Yes, I can hear you. You might want a general reading?
Yeah, just like a general. Like, I don't really have anything to ask.
Yeah. Sure. Let me look into this. Give me a moment.
Okay.
Well, Lena, I think you've been facing a number of obstacles lately. I think there's a number of projects that you would like to get through, and it feels like it's difficult. It feels like you're running into problems, sometimes new problems, sometimes more of the same. You feel a little bit stuck for different places in your life. Does that make sense to you?
What do you mean, like a lot of like problems?
Yes. For example, projects you would like to pursue or goals
Oh,
that
like
you
there's a lot of like projects that I'm trying to do like at the moment, like a lot of things that I'm like trying to start and everything. Like it's like I'm trying to finish one thing and then I'm trying to start another, and it's just like a couple different things that I'm trying to do all at once.
That's exactly what I'm saying. It feels to me that there's a number of projects that you wanted to start that you can't get through. There's a number of new obstacles that came your way that you can't really get to the finish line, is what I'm getting. Now looking out, Yeah. Looking out, it looks much better. It looks like for the next 3 months, you're going to have to deal with smaller things, smaller issues here and there. But when you get to January through March, you are going to be in a much, much better situation. Things are going to be stable. And so you're going to be feeling, okay, I landed somewhere and I feel good where I am.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you have something specific you would like me to look into?
Do I have any specific? I'm sorry. What?
Any more specific question you'd like to deep dive into?
I don't know. The phone keeps breaking up really bad.
Yes. Sorry. I hope that you got my general message about kind of where you are at the moment, and most importantly, the importance of the next year and how things are going to get much, much better in the next year. So I would probably leave with that.
Okay, yeah, I just feel like wanting to see like if things are going to change, because I mean, things like there's been like a lot of difficult things that just keep happening. Like it's like one thing after another. And it's like I can't get anything started or finished without something happening to stop anything that's trying to go forward. And it's just it's everything like being really, really bad.
Yeah, I do see that, Lina, but I want you to believe and have faith, because what's coming for you, it's not going to be, the next couple months not going to be as difficult, and when you get to 2021, I promise you it's going to feel much lighter on you.
Okay, I hope so. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, thanks.
Bye-bye. Thank you. And since now we've been into the readings, I think we could continue and do a reading for every single one of you. This is the time. And so as we are getting into the northern hemisphere here into fall, which I'm going to talk a little bit, I wanted to do this reading using 3 fruits or vegetables, 3 harvests for the season. And I will be asking you to pick one of them, and I will tell you what the meaning is for every single one of it. So the 3 that I have for you today are the apple, the pumpkin, or the corn. And so just tune into the energy of one of those 3. Is it the apple, the pumpkin, or the corn? So I'll let you pick one. I think you should have one by now. If you pick the apple, the energy and the card associated and the message for you this week is the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is a very strong energy. It is talking about the universe or God giving you this magic wand. And it can be for your own use to manifest power and truth and any new energy you want to start at this moment. You know that you have this magic wand. The fire is with you, and it's up to you to make things happen. You're in this unique moment where anything you want to start and get through will happen, and you're going to be amazed about the results. And so, very strong energy. I'm inviting you to use it for your own good and start, create, start, enjoy the process. It will be an amazing ride. If you picked the pumpkin, the cards associated is the 8 of Wands. The 8 of Wands, an amazing card as well. It's also a very strong energy. We are talking here about things accelerating, things moving very, very fast. And you should be really, really happy, because if you were like the previous caller where things were stuck, this is one of those energies around you where things are going to go very fast and accelerating. And so be ready for the ride. It's going to go fast. It's going to go far. And it can also, with this card, be about air travel. I don't know if you're planning to do a trip, but there is something about making a trip, of going somewhere. And so I just want you to know that Last but not least, if you pick the corn, the card associated is the King of Swords. The King of Swords is a position of power. The King of Swords is the position of ideas. Is also about authority. And so if you pick that card, if you pick that energy, it means that you are moving to a place where now the wheel has turned, the power shifted towards you, and you're now on the throne in a position of power. And so I am asking you, the message this week is, what are you going to do with this power? You now have authority. You now have you can do whatever you want. You're the king or the queen. You have that power, and you can start new projects. You can make some decisions. You can stop. It is all with you. You are coming up as an authority, and use that authority to your advantage. This is your time. A very interesting comment I wanted to make is all those cards this week, and I think it should resonate with everyone, is that are about fast forward, are about creation. And so I think it's an interesting time. We've been stuck for obviously a number of reasons. We had the COVID and the virus and the pandemic. I am really getting this sense here that the energy is shifting drastically, and now it's time for us to get unstuck and move forward. It is not a surprise those two scholars had the same issues. They were really trying to move some projects ahead, and they were not being able to get them through. Both of them got that same answer. It is moving forward. It's going to take 3-6 months, but it is moving forward. I want all of you to know that. So I leave you with that. So let's get back now to our theme today. The theme is the equinox. Next week, on September 22nd, it will be the fall equinox in the north, and the spring equinox in the southern hemisphere. And so this equinox, I talk a little bit about how it is about balance. It is about managing two different energies, the light and the dark. And so the first thing to know and to celebrate is that when on Tuesday we are getting through this gate, like the Lion's Gate we went through on August 8th. When we get to this gate, this is a moment to acknowledge the light in our life and the shadow in our life, and we should be appreciative of both. It is the time to say thank you, and it is a time to let go. Those are equally important. For the fall equinox, we are really talking about harvesting. We went through the summer, we planted our seeds in the spring, and then now is the time to harvest. We went through the summer, and now is the time to harvest. And so how are we going to do that? So what I suggest is that you actually create a small altar in your home. It could be on a table, a side table, a coffee table, on the top of a furniture, a desk. And you put a cloth on it, and you will be celebrating the equinox. In this case, we'll be talking about, the fall. And so what are the things that you can put there? It would be, for example, the fruits and vegetables that we talked about, the pumpkin, the corn, the apples. Apples are very sacred. When you cut the apple in half, you can see with the seeds the pentagram and the sacred geometry inside the apple when you cut it in half. But also tools and objects that you would use if you were to harvest. So we're talking about a scythe, we're talking about a basket, that sort of leaves, eventually, that sort of energy. So you're going to put all that into an altar, and you are going to be adding anything you want that's related to the seasons or related to that balance. So, for example, one way to address the balance would be to put a white candle and a black candle, and burning the white and the black candle at the same time to create this element of balance. So when you do that, you can really easily write your petition, meaning what do you expect? What do you expect about this season? What do you expect to manifest? What are you trying to harvest here? And then a few words on the opposite side, same process, but if it's spring where you are, you will repeat the exact same thing, but you would also change the elements that you put on the altar. For example, seeds and fruits and berries and flowers, potentially milk and honey. You see, that energy is a little bit different. You would still put the two candles, because when you come to spring, whether it's coming up next week or it's coming up in March, you would actually look for that balance as well. But with the spring energy, you're actually looking forward. What do you want the summer season to bring? What do you want to harvest towards the fall? And so that's something that you really want to achieve. And so think about it. I really hope that you go ahead and build these mini altars, or those altars if you want to do a very big one and fancy one, and then potentially organize the meals with your family and friends and family to celebrate next week this gate and this ritual of passage through the gate of the equinox. So I hope that was really helpful to you. I wanted to remind you of my page. Its website is thethirdwish.net, or my Patreon page /thethirdwish, where I share so many videos and blog posts and tips to bring more that manifestation into your life. You see there how to create some rituals, how to potentially bring using jars to create manifestations and rituals around love and money and protection. Lots of tips. Obviously, I will keep telling you those tips in the show, but you can find them on the site as well. We're here to manifest and get through the gate. So wanted to thank every single one of you for this show, and I am more than happy and excited to see you again next week. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Your Time to Shine with Julie Yeager-Walker. Live from Wings of Souls with Julie.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Your Time to Shine
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Your Time to Shine, a radio show designed to help you explore your own divine gifts. Hello and good evening. Welcome to Thursday night. I am so glad that you are here with me this evening. How are you all doing? I'm here in the Pacific Northwest in Oregon, surrounded by fires all around me, and the people who are out there trying to fight the fires and save homes. I know same thing down in California and in Washington. The Pacific Northwest is just getting beaten with fires. And then on the East Coast, you've got the hurricanes coming in. I wish we could just merge the two so that we could take the rain from them and douse the fires, and everything would be so much nicer. Anyway, I hope you are all doing well tonight. I wanted to talk a little bit about surrender, because I have found myself in this position here definitely in the last week, but a lot in this last year. So what is surrender? I mean, really, what is that? Surrender is that moment in time when you have looked at the situation or your life, and it just seems like you have done everything you can. It's not going as planned. It doesn't seem to be working out the way you had hoped, and you've kind of thrown your hands in the air and said, okay, I give up. I seriously give up. I can't do this anymore. And so you call upon your higher power, whether that be the angels, whether that be Creator, God, whoever that is for you. You basically say, I give this to you, because right now I can't do anything with it. I have tried my best, and it's just not working. Now, surrender is hard because we want to try to do it all on our own. And it's really not up to us to do it all on our own. We have spirits and guides and loved ones on the other side, angels, who are here to help us get through this. And at the moment of surrender, the point where you may find yourself down on the floor, on your knees, saying, I give up, I'm giving this to you, is the moment that it releases everything. The moment that flow can come back into your life and bring in that ease. And when you surrender, there's something magical that happens, right? You say, please take this and help me find a solution, and that's in my highest and best good. But then you really have to leave it up to the universe, right? You have to be able to trust and know that it's going to be done in your highest and best. And then watch it unfold. Just let it be. Let it go. And you'll notice that along with that, there is a release. You feel lighter. You feel like, okay, it's maybe a burden that isn't part of you anymore. That isn't something you have to worry about anymore, knowing that it's being taken care of. And, you know, I said earlier that I've done this a couple of times. I've done this a couple of times with, you know, certain things going on with my home and going on in my life. And there have been a couple of times, actually, that I've felt like I've surrendered and it's come back. So I've gone back to that again. I've gone back to that space and said, okay, here I am. I'm trying this again. I'm giving it to you to take over, to help me figure out what to do in this situation, because everything I'm doing isn't working, right? Feel it deep down in your soul when you are literally, there's no other answer for you. You have to be at that point where you literally are throwing your hands in the air, or you're down on your knees in prayer position saying, please, please, please help me. And that is true surrender. That is the point that you can actually let it go and let the universe take the driver's seat and go forth with this. And it really is a fantastic and amazing and beautiful thing. But you also have to remember that whatever happens is going to be in your best and highest good. And sometimes that being seen from our human perspective doesn't always turn out the way we think it's going to. But trust and know that when you've given it to the universe, they are going to bring it back to you in your best and highest. And know that it's done. So I hope that helps a little bit with surrender. Surrender can be such a big and huge part of our life, just to let that flow back in. So when you find yourself doing that, you know, dig deep and give it to the universe and let the surrender begin. All right. Right now, we are going to go to the phone lines, open it up for questions that you guys have. And right now we have Doris in Friendship, Tennessee. Good evening, Doris, and welcome to Your Time to Shine.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
Good. That is
How are you?
Great name. I'm good. That's a great name for a town.
Oh, I'm telling you, I hear that a lot.
I bet you do. What can we do for you this evening?
Yes.
Do you have a question for
sorry.
me?
Had a lot going on, and I guess I don't have a general question. I mean, a direct question. I'm just trying to see if you can tell me, I guess, what you see, or, you know, because I've got a lot of stuff, just a lot of changes and stuff going on right now in my life, and just lost right now, you know what I'm saying?
Right. I do. Okay, so let me just take a moment here and kind of dive into this and see what your angels and your guides have to say. So there's going to be just a minute of silence here as I tune in, and I'll be right back with you, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, Doris. So I'm really feeling kind of like that stuck energy, right? Like you're not exactly sure which direction to go, or what, you know, exactly where you're supposed to be headed at this time. I'm seeing that there's been some upheaval with a job. And there's something going on. There's something around the house, whether you're whether you're looking to change or to move, but there's some change going on around your house and your home life as well. And you've been concentrating so hard on trying to figure out what you're supposed to do next and the path that you're supposed to go on. You've kind of lost the zest for life, the kind of the fun. It's like I'm being shown I'm being shown like a red balloon, and usually what that means to me is like it's a celebration. There's some kind of a celebration happening, and what they're showing me is that there is no celebration in life right now, and you're just feeling a little bit stuck in everything that's going on. I do see that there's movement, there's energy, there's movement coming up to kind of take you forward and to move you through all of this. It's like that stagnant energy. I feel like there's a big push coming in right behind it, to push you forward. There's hang on just a moment. It seems to me that there's a lot going on with your family, like whether there is disagreements about what is going on, like between people. There's confrontation between the family members right now, and that's not helping the situation. It's definitely not helping how you're feeling. So what your guys are showing you as far as the family piece of it is that everybody's lives are kind of being up in an upheaval, and they're trying to find their place, right? They're trying to find out where they fit back into this piece. And what's going on is that it is projecting back onto the family. So any of these, the tension that's going on between the family, it really has nothing to do with the situation. It has more to do with what's going on in their individual lives, but they're bringing that forth in a different way. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So what they're showing me is to whatever that is going on, that that dynamic that is happening in there, to try not to take that too personally, because really this isn't about you. It's not about the others that are in conflict. It's just about each person individually kind of trying to figure out where they sit, I suppose, within the family unit. Have you
true.
had...
That's very true.
Yeah. Has there been a family member with you guys that has passed away recently that is kind of causing some of this turmoil?
My mother passed away 5 weeks ago.
Okay. I am so sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
So I'm being shown that a lot of this is, around, a lot of this too is around the grieving, and the point at where some people are not able to really, understand their feelings and how to grieve, and so it's coming across in a different way. and probably not the best way, right? Is there some tension going on with like family heirlooms, or I just feel like there's it's like they're showing me like trading, like people are trading items. Is that where some of the tension is coming from?
Yeah. My mom had a will that was very specific in what she wanted.
Okay.
Well, here a few years ago, I just recently found out that the house that she was living in with my brother, who is no longer living, somebody had broke into the house and stole the safe that the will was in. And there's another brother that is, we have a farm. My mother had a farm.
Mm-hmm.
And she was very specific as to what she wanted done with the farm. And without the will, I don't know if there's anything that I can do to stop what could happen with that farm.
Right.
And you know, on top of losing my mom and then finding out that, because I called the attorney's office to get her will so I could do what I need to do, and they told me they don't keep copies of the will. And my brother is what do you call it? I think if it was just him, everything would be okay, but he's married to a woman that has no scruples about her whatsoever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And right now, I'm scared that my mom's wishes are not going to be honored, and that what she wanted more than anything is not going to transpire, because I have no legal right to force anything.
So she keeps showing me that there's another copy of the will. Could somebody else in the family have had a copy of that, or could there have been another place where she put another copy? She just keeps showing me that there's another copy that somebody knows. And also, was there a power of attorney of any type?
There was, she appointed me executor over everything in the will.
Okay.
Because I was her caretaker. Yeah, okay. I was her caretaker for, me and my mom had a very special relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, I do. Absolutely.
When my parents got a divorce when I was 7, and I'm 52 now, and he decided he didn't want to be part of our life. Well, my mother made her kids her life. She never dated. She never married. She just made us her life. And somewhere I made her my life.
Right.
And now she's gone and I'm lost.
Yeah. Yeah. She wants you to know that everything as far as the estate is going to be okay, is going to be taken care of, even though you can't find the will. She says that you're going to be able to work through this with the rest of the family and be able to bring this into, you know, what is the best and highest for all of you. She says that she is so sorry for leaving and leaving under such circumstances. and wants you to know that she is doing really well on the other side. She's happy and she's pain free, and she's watching over you guys all the time. So she's saying, don't worry about this. There's going to be something that comes up. I don't know if the attorney has something and they think that they don't have it, but there is information that you guys can use that can be just as powerful as the will. So she's saying, go back and talk with the attorney on this, because there's information there that's going to help you through this.
I hope so, because this farm was in our family for my grandchildren are the 8th generation.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And like I said, my brother is married to a woman. She's all about the money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I have no doubt. And cause I'm going to tell you right now, my brother is going to leave this earth before I do.
Right.
I don't know what's going on with him, but he looks bad.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't think that your brother is, I'm not getting the feeling that your brother is going to allow anything to happen with the farm. I know that you're saying that your sister-in-law, would want to sell the farm and take the money and all of that. But what I'm being shown is that the farm also means a lot to him as well, right? So he's going to do everything in his power to take care of that, right? And if the two of you are the executors, you can go down and you guys can put together some type of agreement on behalf of the farm as well. I don't know. I don't know what your laws and everything are there. If it has to go into a trust or what that looks like, but you're going to get the best information from having an attorney involved to help you guys work through this.
Yeah, I hope so. The farm was supposed to be split between the grandchildren.
Right.
She bypassed the kids and went straight to the grandkids.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it was very specific,
right,
as to what her wishes was. So can you sense her?
I can. She has a very beautiful, loving energy about her. I can tell how much that her family was just so important to her, right? Not only the kids and bringing the kids up through the ages and everything, but the grandkids were more than anything that she could have ever imagined. She's showing me that they were her pride and joy. She saw them as carrying her legacy and carrying the family legacy.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, she was very, very involved in their lives, and the grandkids too. Really, she was really important, a really important piece in their life, a very big beacon, a beacon of light, so to speak, in their life, and she's definitely going to be missed. I definitely feel that.
Yeah, I just miss her so much.
I know, I'm sure.
And well, does she send me signs that she's around?
One moment.
There's been some.
Did she like to do a lot of did she do a lot of baking, or I see her in the kitchen with the grandkids, like making cookies and you know, things for special events. Did she like to bake
She did when
a
she
lot?
could.
Yeah. Yeah, she put a
It's
lot
been
of
a long
love.
time.
Yeah, she put a lot of love into that baking, into it was kind of like her way of being able to provide, right? She put
Yeah.
love into everything that she did, whether it was her cooking, her baking. It was very important to her.
My mom was a very special woman.
She really was. She most definitely was.
She loved her kids more than anything.
She did.
Children, and her great grandchildren.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And,
Absolutely. Have you? Oh, go ahead.
The day before she died, I'd went and checked on her at 2 o'clock, 2 something in the morning. And everybody kept telling me that I needed to tell her that it was okay, she could go. And I couldn't do that. I was being selfish, but I just couldn't do that.
I know. She knows. She knows
And
that,
I
and she says,
went to rubbing on her arm, and I whispered. I mean, if you'd been standing next to me, you could have heard it, but I didn't think she could hear it. And I told her that it was okay. She could go. And that I'd be okay. And I told her, I said, Mama, if you want to go, you can go. And I didn't think she could hear me, but the next morning when I found her not breathing. So I think she was holding on because of me.
she was. And she knows, you know, she knows that you are, it's going to be a tough road, but she knows that you're going to be okay. She knows how much you loved her, and she did hear that, and she wants you to know that. And every time that you smell home-baked cookies, just know that she's around, okay?
Well, she's fixing to be around a lot because the holidays is coming up. I got grandbabies we're fixing to pack up the store.
And you can bet she's going to be right there in the kitchen with you, telling you what to make and what to fix and how much to put in and not put in. Oh, Doris, we are coming down to the last few seconds of our show, and so I want to thank you so much for being on with me tonight, and hope that this has helped with you.
Well, thank you.
Have a
you.
wonderful
Whole
evening.
great. You too.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
That does it for us here this evening. Thank you so much for tuning in. You can get a hold of me over at my website at www.wingsofsoulswithjulie.com or my Facebook page, Julie Yeager Walker Medium, or Your Time to Shine. Have a great week out there. Everybody stay safe. We'll see you next week.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Avid Advice Live with Thea Johansson. Live from AvidAdviceLive.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/Psychic Radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Avid Advice Live
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Jack Canfield, your host for Hollywood Live. My next guest, Thea Johansson, is an amazing person. She is speaks 5 languages, which I find very impressive. She's emigrated to several countries, has a psychology degree from the University of Stockholm in Sweden. She is a hypnotherapist, clinical hypnotherapist and healer, and God knows probably other things I don't even know about. So I just want to welcome you to the show.
Thank you,
very
Jack.
much.
I'm so
Pleasure to have
thankful.
you here. So tell us a little bit about your background and the work that you do.
Yes, my name is Thea Johansson, as you said, and I'm a clinical hypnotherapist, and I hijack the subconscious mind, or basically I say that subconscious mind surgeon.
I love that, subconscious brain surgeon.
Yes, exactly. And also, I'm helping police officers and private investigators, law enforcement, to finding missing people, helping them with the murder cases and individual cases that come to me from people.
Mm-hmm.
So all my life, I find my purpose to helping others. And it was easy. I mean, as long as I know I exist, I have to help others.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't matter how. And the funny part, they found me. I never go after anybody. They found me, they asked me, and I'm helping them as much as I can.
That's beautiful. Now, when did you realize you were psychic?
I was 7.5. So a friend of mine was in my house, and they wanted back home, they want to go home, and I just said, no, please don't go. And my grandma says, they had to. I says, no, please, because I feel incensed that if your guy is going, then there is going to be a car crash. So they both kind of like, just come on, stop it. It's nothing going to happen. Just, she just want to let the friend stay. So my mom was like, okay, just go to your room, have fun, nothing is going to happen. 2 hours later, they phoned us and says, well, unfortunately, they had a car crash. Nothing bad had happened to them, but they had a car crash and they was in the hospital. So from there, my mom said, gosh, I should be scared. I was like, wow, I don't even know why I even said that, and why when I said that, things happened. And I never been normal, like as a child. I always could feel, sense. I always been afraid of dark. I always felt that when I'm actually in the dark, or actually in the dark room, I felt the heat, connection, kind of sense of somebody touching or trying to communicate with me. In a very proper way, but in a way that if I could actually tell everybody could say, you're crazy, you're getting crazy. Oh my God, take this lady to the doctor, or little girl to the doctor. But then later on, when I was at the age of 14, I started to realize that, I may be an empath. Mm-hmm. Or maybe why, when every single person actually dying, people communicating with me after they are dying. So what's wrong with me? What's wrong with them? So then I studied about medium and mediumship. I moved from my country to Stockholm, and let's just say about that stories. Well, my career started from there. It was October 6, 1999. It was almost minus 30 degrees, super cold. And it was just about 2 weeks that I moved from my country to Stockholm. I couldn't speak English. I couldn't speak Swedish. I just could speak Persian and a little of Italian. I went to the grocery store and I saw like, somebody is just running behind and with the gun in hand. I was like, is it correct? That was the gun? What was it? So I saw that all of a sudden shooting, and also the police officers, and a lot of people get into the stores. And as I do remember, I stopped the cops to not following and going through the place that he wanted to. And he trying to push me away. So it's like, don't stop me, I have to go. And I was like, no, don't, because he can kill you. And I don't even know how I told him that he could understood what I meant by don't, you're going to be killed. I stopped him, so I hold him like that. I do remember that. I was like little, tiny, just was cold, but I felt like I have to stop him. However, my career started from there. They understood that if I couldn't really realize and replace that person that was behind the wall, then the officer could be killed very easily in the head. Mm-hmm. So from there, they asked me a question, how you stopped the officer? How did you know that this guy was hiding behind the door and the wall? And I told them, well, that was my life and my stories and everything. So then they said, you know what, we need you, and you should just be part of us. I was just 14, I was just like a teenager. 13. Yeah, and they've been super excited, they've been amazed by everything that I did so far for them, and I started working with them until I moved to America. So I'm still working with them on the phone. So if they have cases, they're calling me, they're telling me. And there's a large of clients of mine that they're calling me from everywhere, from Australia, you know, London, Canada, whatever. And that's why I developed a Avid Advice platform for myself to let people talk to me and communicate with me about their problems. But right now, my most amazing, better say, gift that I have is about finding missing people, helping officers and investigators to solving their cases.
Fascinating, fascinating. I'm curious, most people, if you were to survey the average American, would say they don't believe in psychics, they don't believe in mediums. Well, when you were growing up, was that an issue for you?
As I said, mine was always word of mouth. So I mean, every single person who actually came to me first, they've been non-believer until they see something with their own eyes. Mm-hmm. Mostly, as you know, like officers, private investigators, they are not really logical. They're kind of more logical, not biological. Right. And when a psychic or medium telling them don't do, it's kind of hard for them to accept from the beginning until actually they know that, oh, she knows what she's talking about. Mm-hmm. So for me, it was hard until they start to believe in, oh, she does. 2 years ago, I found the missing pilot, the black box of the missing pilot. Coast Guard communicated with me and says, like, we are looking for that missing pilots, and the instructor, can you help us? I said, your guys in close by to the ocean, and it's just not the right place because I can hear what he's telling me exactly where